Bear with me, YouTube. This is gonna be a really fun match. We have Etemon, which is a deck that I like. You know, it's pretty cool. You don't get to see it often against Imperial. So funny enough, Etemon was best back in the EX collection because we had access to Mega Digimon Fusion, and you could do a lot of really cool things with it. However, Mega Digimon Fusion is banned, so Etemon, that wasn't already a strong deck in the first place, kind of got the short end of that. You know, that said, I am glad that it did get banned because that card is super broken, and Etemon could still be a fun deck. These two players are actually a couple, so it's really cool to see them play. And let me just say that, you know, they're both great, and it's awesome the kind of people you can meet in the Digimon community. I met a lot of really cool human beings, so shoutouts to them and the entire Digimon scene. Alright, we have Golemon. So this Golemon gives all your other black Digimon plus 1000 DP. And that's really good when comboed with something like Mechanorimon or the Etemon, right? So the Etemon deck plays a lot of blockers, and I think the idea is like to just make a really big Mechanori that can't be swung over easily. And of course you get Etemon to give you a bunch of level 6 Etemons for free, which will then let you go into some sweet level 7s, such as Sword Defeat, right? Or regular Sword. I don't actually know what level 7 she's running, but it has to be regular Sword. The regular Sword just combos so well with the Etemon, as he can then bring back the level 5 Etemons, right? Gonna be just hard dropping the Etemon. I think it makes sense. You don't want to Digivolve this over your other Digimon that are already pretty good stacks. So the hard play makes sense. You pass over quite a bit of memory, but you know, Etemon is a blocker, you kind of want it to die anyway. Okay, so suspends the Golem, but you know, with 2 blockers on the board, she'll probably be fine. Yeah, Mechanori, it's too strong. He's got more than enough DP. Gonna be hard dropping the Beamon. Yeah, the Mechanori is actually too good there, right? It's funny how like Mechanori has a pretty cool effect, and if you give it extra DP, you just get crazy. Of course, Mechanori can be answered easily by some other decks, but sometimes you play a deck where you just like, you don't have a good answer to a Mechanori, right? And I don't know if this Imperial deck has a good answer to it. He might just not be able to answer it. So gonna try and go wide, maybe see if you can pick up some pieces that is missing. You know, the Drag one is pretty good, but he needs to get like a really tall stack with a like a big Imperial or something that could potentially actually punch over the Mechanoris. Right now the monkey is just swinging for free, and I like this strategy, you know, because like if the monkey dies, you're more than okay with it, as you'll get a level 6 more than likely. And if he doesn't, then he's just getting free damage. Goes into the other Etemon in the back. Now I don't actually like the other Etemon as much. I think, you know, the original Etemon is the best one by far. And the metal Etemons are actually not great either. Okay, Imperial just continues to go wide. I guess he just doesn't have the 5s and the 6s, but this go wide strategy is just not gonna work against the double Mechanorimon, right? And like I said, the Etemon is sitting there just getting that free chip damage. Funny enough, we might not even get to see the level 6 metal Etemons. You do play all 8 of them, so sometimes when you play them on, your hand can get kind of clunky. But, you know, just one of those ways where like you have to build a deck differently. Okay, goes into the EX collection Etemon, passes turn. We'll see if Imperial finally gets a level 5. Okay, let's go. Dino Beamon can suspend, but can't quite punch over because of the Mechanori. Gets the memory back from the Izzy. Now, does he actually have the Imperial? This Imperial deck is playing both of the Imperials, the original from 1.5 as well as the new one from the EX collection. Both of them are pretty okay, honestly, and either one with the Paildramon and Herald that lets you restand, it actually just gets pretty crazy. But I guess he just hasn't been able to build up the right chain, and while he's getting there, he's just been taking massive chip damage from the Etemon. The Golem is actually putting in so much work, given the Mechanori's extra DP. Yeah, I think he knows that's game, right? Like, if he goes into the Imperial, it's gonna pass turn, it's too little too late. So I think that was just a case of like Mechanorimon being really good, because like sometimes, or not sometimes, in Digimon you have to play to whatever your hand is, right? So it's like, you know, if you have your perfect stack, you go into your level 6, but you've played enough Digimon, you know, sometimes you don't have the pieces, right? You might be like in the 5 or the 4 or the 6, so sometimes you try and go a bit wide, you know, make multiple stacks, try and get some card draw like he was doing with the Gabumons. But by the time that he found the pieces, it definitely was a little bit too late. Those early Mechanories definitely won that game. Going into game 2 here, we have Imperial starting with double Beamon. So maybe those Beamons get to attack before them. No, Mechanori instantly being played. Makes you wonder if she plays like 4 Mechanori ones. I was gonna say like the Beamons could do work, but not against the Mechanori. He's gonna swing just because I guess he really needs the card draw. Last game he did lose because he wasn't able to get, you know, set up quick enough. And then we see the Issy and Joe. I like this tamer, you know, it's really good just in general. Especially against, you know, again, things like the Mechanorimon. But maybe this time he'll be able to make a stack, at least in the back. Gonna go into Toagu. I wonder if she'll just hard drop another monkey. Goes into the Golem again, kind of just repeating the strategy as last time. Except this time, you know, there's no Etemon just yet. Gonna be hard dropping the Chumon to at least stop those Hammer Sparks. Okay, so hybrid, but gonna be passing over quite a bit of memory. He's still trying to get those pieces though. We see the level 5 be bottom decked, so that kind of hurts with this type of deck, right? Where like your Beetlemon can't actually grab you. You're level 5, he just bottom decks it. So if you didn't have the 5 and you rebuild it from the Beetlemon, it just kind of feels bad, right? And there's the Etemon. This time does Digivolve into it. Again, that's already a pretty good board with a 7k Mechanori that could, like, you know, block essentially all champions for free. We're going to need to see Imperial, yeah, actually going to a level 6. It's the Dino Bee. But I mean, the Etemon is also a blocker, right? And I think she kind of wants to block with the Etemon. We actually haven't seen a single level 6 metal Etemon. Gets the extra memory from the Issy and Joe. Already has, you know, 4 Digimon on the board. I think it's just back to swinging, right? Although at least this time around, the Imperial player set up with the you know, Pale Dramon, and he has Ken to guarantee 3 memory. So next turn he should be able to get a bunch of swings. I don't know if it's gonna be enough though. Okay, gonna actually just Digivolve into the metal Etemon. Interesting. You know, generally you want to wait and just let it die so you can get it again, but I guess she wants to just guarantee it. Gonna play the, I believe that's a Pride Memory Boost, right? But completely whiffs. Okay, so is it time? Can the Imperial actually do something? He could swing a bunch of times, but the problem is that, you know, because of the Mechanori, his little Digimon have not been able to do any chip damage. And even though Imperial could swing 3 times, nobody else after could really do anything, right? So that kind of hurts. Yeah, he's just gonna scoop it up. I mean, he's got pretty much nothing, right? So, I mean, that was kind of a stop for the Etemon. Honestly, just Mechanori was just such a big wall there. But, you know, I definitely want to show off the decks. Again, the players are super cool as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I also want to say if you guys have been watching the channel and supporting, thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time.